see the pink ribbons for breast cancer and the graphic anti-smoking campaign for lung cancer everywhere, but most of us don't know about one of the deadliest cancers out there. But research from the Colon Cancer Alliance, or CCA, shows that the second leading cause of cancer death in men and women combined is, you guessed it, colon cancer. The CCA predicts that more than 140,000 people in the U.S. will be diagnosed with colon cancer in 2012, and more than 50,000 will die from the disease. March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month, so Dr. Kimlin Ashing from City of Hope joins us live to tell us more about this preventable disease. Now, thanks for joining us, Dr. Kimlin. Can I call you Dr. Kimlin?
Yes, please, Anita.
Oh, thank you. Well, so why is awareness of this disease so important?
Well, as you said in the opening, it's one of the most deadliest cancer. It kills 50,000 people. African Americans and other ethnic minority groups are at increased risk for incidence as well as mortality. And you said it, it's preventable. So it's one of the cancers where we truly have a screening for it, and we can detect it before it becomes cancer.
Okay, we'll talk more about that now. Just tell us briefly, though, what are some of the symptoms? What should people be aware of with colon cancer?
Well, some of the things are typical of irritable bowel syndrome, so that's the scary part. For many cancers, it's really asymptomatic. But if you see bleeding in your stools, unusual weight loss, appetite change, abdominal pain, those could be signs and symptoms. But when we get to that point, it's actually too late. So we really need to think about early detection and screening, which would be for anyone over 50 to have screening done. Okay.
Now, I know some people are really wary of the colorectal screenings out there, but I've heard that there's tests that they send to you in the mail that you can send back. Tell us about that.
Right. Those are called the FOBT, and those can be home kits that will be used at a preparation at home that you can mail back in to the diagnostic centers. However, the gold standard is the colonoscopy, so we really strongly recommend that. The beauty of the colonoscopy is that we can treat the cancer or polyps that's found very early with the colonoscopy. So you go in, you have your screening, and you can have the therapeutic surgery done at the same time.
So one-stop shop, basically.
Yes.
You know, most people have that prolonged feeling of fear with cancer, of, you know, they find the diagnosis and then it's months of treatments. But you're saying that they could go in, they could have it diagnosed and be treated and cured right there and then.
Yes. At the very early stage.
Okay.
So at the stage of the polyps or stage 1, where the cancer has not invaded the other surrounding tissues, we're really looking at prevention here. Colon cancer can be eradicated by simply having screening done.
Okay. Now, tell us about, I know the colon isn't, the most sexiest organ out there. I don't know, well, I won't ask which ones are the sexiest, but tell us about the colon and why it's prone to getting cancer.
Yes. Well, we have a model here, so if the camera can turn to it, we can show the colon. We see that it's part of the digestive system, and here we can see an irritation of the colon. We also see beginning polyps and cancer right here. The issue is it's our diet.
Okay.
So we really want to talk about prevention here. We're looking at diet and physical activity and exercise. Our high red meats, high processed foods diet really contributes to irritation and that may lead to cancer. Now, some of these are not well studied, but we do know that those who have colon cancer in their families run a higher risk as well.
And is that why some of the communities, African American, Latino communities, run such a high risk?
We think, and there's growing evidence, that about 33% of cancers in general could be prevented through behavioral change. So reducing red meat consumption. American Cancer Society recommends 3 times a week, not 3 times a day, but 3 times a week. Regular physical activity, about 30 minutes a day. If you smoke, stop. It's the #1 killer for lung and other digestive cancers and head and neck cancers. We also want to encourage people to limit their alcohol consumption.
And those are just good advice for just about anything. Where can people get more information? Is there a website you can send them to?
Yes. Well, they can visit our website at City of Hope, www.cityofhope.org. We're also working with community partners, and that's Set for Life. They can visit that website as well.
And get some of the activities and events you have coming up for colon cancer awareness.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for joining us and giving us all the tips and background about a preventable disease. It's good to hear about that it's preventable.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, the shuttlecocks were flying on the court when CCN's Tyra Romero brings us the latest in PCC women's badminton. You're watching CCN Crown City News, your neighborhood.